Hey guys, welcome back to another vid. So during Nerd Theory today, some of you commented on the fact that a lot of Star Wars fans are in a uproar about Ahsoka Tano crossing her arms in the latest picture, in the latest photo that we have. And I gotta say, look, I'm definitely pretty quick to criticize some things in Star Wars, especially today, not belonging to George Lucas anymore. And I think I make, fair assessments here and there. But I gotta say, this is probably the most ridiculous thing that I've seen fans get mad at. And reading some of the comments, seeing some people make videos about this, I gotta say this is really weird, dude. The main consensus is that fans are upset that this is her pose that she does in pretty much every scene. And as you can see, this is something that has been extremely prevalent in all of Ahsoka's movements and her overall character. She's been doing this literally since she entered the Clone Wars, back when George owned Star Wars. So my thoughts about this are, I never would have ever thought that this would have been a thing, but I feel like, sometimes the Star Wars community does get a little bit up in arms about stuff, and I think this is something that really shouldn't be the case, because Ahsoka crossing her arms is how she actually is in the Clone Wars and in Rebels. This is just her character. It's her move that she does whenever she's trying to figure something out, or she's a little bit standoffish, or she's observing something. And I think we all have those quirks and those tics about us, and this is something that Rosario Dawson has done her homework on very, very well, if not been told by Dave Filoni that this is how the character needs to stand and pose when she's trying to observe something. So really, I don't personally understand what the issue is regarding this. But, you go into the quotes and you see a lot of people standing up for it, but also a lot of people getting mad. You get the idea, man. So like this one, of course, a little bit aggressive, every promo still with Ahsoka in it features her making the same expression with the same pose, but the Clone Wars nerds will deride it and treat the show like the second coming of Christ. I don't know about Clone Wars nerds. I think I'm just a Clone Wars enjoyer. I think this is the same kind of jargon that, I dealt with growing up in school, in elementary school and high school, and I really don't appreciate it. I don't like it, but that's their choice to use that kind of word. Now, I think if you're a Star Wars fan and you understand Ahsoka's character, or you've at least seen the Clone Wars, you do recognize that this character does this kind of pose a lot, and it would be something to be talked about if she never did this kind of pose. And that's really something that's important when we're taking, a cartoon character, an animated character, and then developing her into live action, that we have to realize there are going to be major differences because, well, one was fake and one is real. So we have to incorporate a lot of things that can connect the two together, such as poses, voice, looks, wardrobe, and of course, their overall mannerisms and things like that, which, including this. One of Ahsoka's most iconic aspects is how expressive and emotive she is, so having her be a stone-faced warrior was an odd choice. I don't think it's an odd choice. I think people change over time. I think Ahsoka, when she was young, obviously acted differently than how she acts when she's much more hardened and probably more broken as a person, but also having found herself through these trials and tribulations. So I think, there are moments where she's going to be much more stoic and moments where she'll be more emotive. But at this point, it'll probably take her more to show that emotion than any other time of her life. It's called maturing. I know Ahsoka is older, but where did her personality go? I disagree with this. I think her personality is still very much there. I think she's just older, and she's just probably seeing stuff and dealing with stuff. You have to remember, this is a very, very dark time in her life. Everything has transpired in her life to this moment where, look, Order 66 has happened. She has already fought Vader, most likely, I'm guessing at this point, unless it's some sort of a time flashback or something. We'll see what happens. She's lost her mentor, she's lost her friends, and she's no longer really a Jedi. She's just somewhere in between. She's a Force user trying to find her way in the galaxy. So I think, that is part of the character development, where it's like saying, what happened to Vader? Why is Vader not so happy-go-lucky like Anakin kind of was? It's because, well, they go through life and some pretty bad stuff happened, and the Empire took over, and so now she's dealing with everything that's happened. I have to ask, but are her arms effing super glued? Are her lips effing super glued? I'm only asking as every single effing image has been of her with her arms crossed and the same damn emotionless facial reaction. Once again, I really don't think this is an issue. I think this is perfectly Ahsoka to a T. Sometimes I find on both sides of the spectrum, people just kind of nitpick. And sure, like I do my fair share of nitpicking, but I feel like it has merit. It has substance. There's reason that I'm nitpicking, you know, because it's not, you know, connecting to George's story, or the character wouldn't do this or that, or we're focusing on, you know, Reva or whatever instead of Obi-Wan, whatever. But this is literally how she is and what she's supposed to do, and this is literally her character development. Same damn face and pose in every goddamn promo image. Jesus Christ, how much more boring could she look? Again, like, what do you guys want? Do you want her to be like, okay, no, I'm gonna Photoshop her face to be like super happy, and then you'll see what it looks like. Ahsoka's arms are gonna be crossed 90% of the time in the show. Literally every pic of her, it's the same expression and pose. Her Lequin Montrals make this look like season 1 of Clone Wars. I disagree. I think this looks like a much more matured Ahsoka. Plus, season 1 of the Clone Wars, her Montrals were like to here pretty much. Damn! She's always crossing her arms and doing the same facial expression. Oh my god, not only is she a shit person, but also a shit actress. Jesus! Tell me how you really feel. I think she's a fantastic actress as Ahsoka. I think she's doing a great job, and I think she knows exactly what she's doing when it comes to the character, and really drawing the bridge between animated and live action. Are we ever gonna get another facial expression from her in the show? Bro, what do you guys want? Do you want her to be like, "Hi, I'm Ahsoka. Today we're gonna be avenging the Jedi." Like, you gotta understand this character has gone through so much, and she's not gonna be super happy all the time. Maybe Hera is literally telling her like some horrible freaking news, and everyone's like, why is she like this, and why is she stoic? This is how I know y'all haven't watched Rebels or Clone Wars. She sounds like this in every episode. Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of the people saying this kind of stuff haven't and this, you know, really kind of opens up another segue. It's, I think a lot of the people that really do pick on either me or the things I say or Star Wars stuff in general, I don't think they actually watch much of Star Wars. I think they kind of just maybe see some clips here and there on the internet, or maybe they watch like a few of the movies or parts of the movies, but they're like texting the whole way through. You know, I don't really get the vibe that a lot of the fans today are like they were in the 90s and 2000s and 80s, which I wasn't around for. But I feel like it's just so mainstream now that you got the hardcore guys, which you're losing by the day, let me tell you, just because of Disney's decisions with a lot of the projects that they've done with Star Wars and the people they have working for it. But also now you have like this really watered down, diluted level of fandom where people are just becoming Star Wars fans for the clique or for social media or to make money. And I find that pretty disheartening, and having been in this world for 7 years now and having been a Star Wars fan since 1996 in so many different realms on the internet and in person and everything, I've seen so many different fans, and it's always really easy now to tell, you know, who's just kind of full of it and who's just really an actual fan. I've come to the terms with people that complain about Star Wars don't know a single thing about Star Wars. They don't look at the extra projects or even the original books. This is Ahsoka's OG pose. Y'all are so annoying. Exactly. Like, this is exactly what I'm saying. And this goes on both sides of the spectrum. I think people who talk about bash Star Wars or bash the things I say, like the bricks and screws thing, people are so dumb that they'll take what I say out of context and be like, well, there's bricks and screws in Star Wars. And it's like, well, I literally said that this is not the same type of brick as is in the Clone Wars, which is smooth sandstone. This looks like literally the bricks at a construction site, literally outside of my house. This one I don't get. I can't believe Star Wars has gone woke. I mean, yes, I think it has in a lot of aspects, but I can't get that from this one image here. So, and that's coming from me, man. And I'm like the poster boy of Mr. Toxic, apparently. At least, you know, to the one side of the fandom. Rosario, change your expression and pose challenge. Bro, you guys are like, it's great. Like, why don't we just wait till the show comes out and then we can properly judge everything? I think that would probably be the best course of action. But anyways, that's my thoughts about this. Do you think Ahsoka should be having a different pose in all of the promos? Or is it okay? So, love to hear your thoughts. Find the new episode out today on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and every other podcast platform out there. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all on all my social media and in tomorrow's video. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you always.